Hello there, now let's try the try it yourself section for defining a function. There are only two problems. The first one is message. Write a function called to display message that prints one sentence telling everyone what you're learning about in this chapter. Call the function and make sure the message displays correctly. Okay, let's do it. Def, so we use the keyword def to create a function, then we give our function a name and empty parentheses and a colon. Now here we can write as many lines of code as we want. Now this time we are just going to have a single print, and what do we want to print? One sentence telling everyone what you are learning about. We are learning about functions. We are learning about functions in Python. A few exclamation marks. And now we can run our function, display message. And let's go back to our terminal and try to run our code, python functions.py. We are learning about functions in Python. Let's look at the second problem. Favorite book. Write a function called favorite book that accepts one parameter, title. The function should print a message such as one of my favorite books is Alice in Wonderland. Call the function, making sure to include a book title as an argument in a function call. Okay. So now let's create our second function. So one more thing I think I didn't point out, when you create a function and try to run your code, nothing will happen. Because creating a function and then calling a function are different things. Here we are just creating our function. In order to use the function, you will have to call it. Call the function. Now this has different names. Some people will call it invoke the function. So calling and invocation, they are the same thing. So let's move on to the second problem. Def favorite book, and now we are actually going to take an argument. So the argument will be stored in our parameter book, and we are just going to display a message. One of my favorite books is book. Now you could do book.title.strip if you want to, but that's optional. Favorite books, and in the book we can put Alice in Wonderland. Now let's make a small case so we can see our title casing. Python functions.py. One of my favorite book is Alice in Wonderland. So that's it, very small section, and this is it. In the next one we will talk about, we will talk about passing arguments. So in this one we are going to learn about how to call a function. This is the most basic way of calling a function, but we have several options in Python. So this is it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.